Good morning, all. Suburban Sentinel here, coming to you once again from very deep inside the Arabian Peninsula with a short video concerning the storage of precious metals. Just as a housekeeping matter, this video was pre-recorded in May of 2015 and is scheduled for upload sometime around late June. As such, I will not be able to get to comments in a timely fashion. I will be out in the field for several months. In addition, I also apologize for having these silly little photographs in the videos. My camera succumbed to the rigors of the desert months ago, and I have not had an opportunity to replace it. I should be getting back to civilization sometime in September, so hopefully I'll be able to get a camera during that brief interlude from my time here in the sandbox. A while back, I started purchasing precious metals, namely gold and silver, in anticipation of another major financial crisis in the Western Hemisphere. And I did a series of videos on purchasing gold, and I will leave a link to the first video in that series in the description box below. Incidentally, when I talk about owning precious metals, I'm talking about having title or ownership of the physical metals, not having contracts, promises, IOUs. I'm talking about having possession and or title to the metal itself. One of the major issues that owners of precious metals face is storage. It all comes down to both security and access. Of course, you want your stashes of gold, silver, what have you, to be safe, but you also want to be able to get to the metals if you need them. One of the options available is to utilize the services of a professional precious metals storage company. In essence, these are vaults for hire, where you put your gold, silver, or what have you in their vault, and for a fee, they store it and keep it secure on your behalf. Many of these companies have additional or ancillary services. For example, they will sell you gold and silver to store in the vault on your behalf. Also, they will, upon your direction, sell all or some of the contents of your vault on the open market, and of course these services are for a fee. At the outset, I want to make it clear that using these vaults for hire is certainly not for everyone. In point of fact, owning precious metals is not for everyone. But I just want to briefly review the advantages and disadvantages of utilizing one of these precious metals storage companies. The first major advantage is security. If you use a reputable and certified precious metal storage company, they take great pains to keep their clients' materials secure from theft or other loss. The vaults and the underlying security procedures are in general state of the art. And again, assuming that you are using a reputable and certified company, the contents of each client's particular vault will be audited by several different independent companies in several different ways multiple times per year. Also, the contents of your vault will be insured for the full value by a large and reputable insurance company. Another advantage of these companies, or at least it's an advantage in my mind, is that these professional precious metal storage outfits operate outside of the banking system. You are not subject to the ordinary rules of the American banking mafia. These are not bank accounts, So Uncle Sam won't be all up in your business concerning your stashes of precious metals, at least not under ordinary circumstances. In point of fact, one of the biggest advantages is you can select your country and or jurisdiction. These precious metal storage outfits operate all over the world, and you can get one in a country that still values the privacy of its clients. Another advantage, or at least a potential advantage, is being able to utilize the ancillary services. You can again buy gold, silver, and other precious metals from these companies or arrange for them to buy them on your behalf from a third party. Same for sales of precious metals. You can sell portions or all of your stash and they will help you do it. Of course, it's for a fee. Also, you can arrange for delivery. If you want to take actual possession of the entire contents of your vault, many of these companies will arrange to ship or send a courier with the contents of your vault, and it of course will be by a professional secured courier that's insured. This means that you don't necessarily need to ever set foot in the country or jurisdiction in which your precious metals are stored. Many of these companies, you can do business with them entirely by way of the internet and or by telephone. Now let's take a brief look at the disadvantages of using a professional precious metals security company. First and foremost is that the metal is out of your hands. You are turning your accumulated wealth over to a third party, albeit a very reputable and secure third party, but in this world just about anything can happen. There is political instability, war, a natural disaster, widespread theft or fraud. God knows what might happen today. A second major disadvantage is cost. All of this security and all of these ancillary services cost real money, and the fees that they charge will, to a certain extent, eat into the value of your accumulated wealth. Whether or not it makes sense to use one of these professional precious metal storage companies really depends on each person's circumstances. I personally use one, but my circumstances can be summarized as follows. First, my residence is not very secure. I don't own it, it's high density housing, and there are no real good ways of securing really valuable property. In addition, I do not currently reside in a country in which I want to keep a lot of accumulated wealth. So I want to get a lot of my precious metals to other countries. Finally, I travel a lot. So it's not like there's someone at the old homestead keeping an eye on things all the time. So I do use these companies, and I say companies plural, in order to mitigate the risks that we talked about, such as political instability, war, natural disaster. Currently, I use 3 different precious metal storage companies in 3 different countries. And that's simply a matter of not putting all of your eggs in one basket. So that's all I have to say on the subject at the moment. I did film a follow-up video on selecting a professional precious metal storage company, and that will probably be posted some point in July. Again, I apologize for being out in the field. I will not be able to respond to comments in a timely fashion, if at all, but I will do my best. Thanks for watching. This is the Suburban Sentinel. Please thumbs up and subscribe if you like what you see. Questions, enlightening comments, and differing opinions are always welcome. Feel free to keep the conversation going without me. Be safe and be happy, everybody.